Hello guys, CobaltGam1ngHD here, and today I'm bringing you another Serious Talk. If you are new to the channel or haven't seen a Serious Talk video before, basically Serious Talk is where we take a step back from the funny gameplay videos and talk about serious topics. In previous episodes we have spoken about social anxiety and death and passings. Today's episode we are talking about depression. Depression comes in two forms. There is the mood depression, and there's the mental disorder depression. Now, the mood, it comes and goes. Everyone will go through a stage of depression. Whether you're grieving for a lost family member or a recent pet death, there are lots of different things that can cause depression. Death and grieving is usually the main things that are associated with depression. But that'll last, weeks, maybe a month, and it'll just disappear. You'll forget about it. Or not forget, you'll move on, you'll learn to live without whoever passed or whatever the problem was. Whereas the mental disorder depression, that's something that basically haunts you. I have personally lived with depression for about 7 years, maybe even more. I've lost count. It's definitely more than 7 years at this point. Yeah, my memory is very fuzzy. But nonetheless, I've suffered with depression for a very long time. I would go all out and say for most of my life. All throughout my life, there has been hardships and my own personal problems. Yeah, just one of the major contributors to this would be my many years of being bullied. All throughout primary school and high school, I was bullied. I was always picked on for being different, verbally abused, and physically abused. Even by the teachers, I was verbally abused for being me. And eventually, it got to the point where I couldn't give a shit about what anyone would think of me. I would fight back. That obviously was my own downfall. And I was always seen as the problem, because I was the one throwing punches, instead of sitting there and taking it. Another contributor to my depression would be my low self-esteem. After being bullied and finding out that I had dyslexia, I was always, before I found out I had dyslexia, I was always called an idiot because I struggled with things that many people, found just back of the hand, sort of easy, and I struggled with it. For example, I struggled with reading. The words on the screen would jumble around, move about, and I couldn't make any sense of it. And everyone thought I was insane. They thought I was lying, they thought I was making it up. I've never been able to do numbers, for whatever reason. If you were to put a sum into my line of sight, my brain would switch off. I wouldn't be able to do it. But yeah, after being told that I was dyslexic, I always thought that I was stupid. After always being told that I was stupid, it really rains down on your self-esteem. I remember when I first took my GCSEs, and I tried my hardest, despite not having any help with my dyslexia at that point. I was always offered it, and when I took their offer, I was, they just stopped. They didn't bother, they didn't care. But I tried my hardest with every one of my GCSEs. I wanted to prove that all of the knowledge that I've got in my head wasn't just made to believe. It was real, it was there, I'm not stupid, and most of my grades became measly and lame, and that hit like a ton of bricks, just falling on my head. It really, really knocked me down, and that was another contributing factor to my depression. Another one would be problems within the family, lots of deaths, friends of mine. I'm not going to go into too much detail on them subjects. Another thing about depression, it's not just one thing. Let's take a mood when you're happy. It's not just one thing, it's a mixture of emotions all mixed into one. When you're happy, there are lots of things contributing to that. Depression is very, very similar, except it's the polar opposite, obviously. When you are depressed, you're not just depressed. A lot of other things are also in that bowl that is labelled depression. Many things like social anxiety, stress, you'll have a huge range of problems that also come with that, like you'll lose interest in many activities that you once found, you know, really fun, or you had pleasure in doing. You would obviously have low self-esteem. There's a problem with many people and how they perceive depression. Many people will hear that someone's depressed and they'll just think, oh, he's suicidal, oh, he needs help, he's not depressed, he's just attention seeking, he's doing it so that he can get what he wants. Or she, for that matter. There's a very common negative, viewpoint on it. It's very misunderstood, but it's been around since the dawn of time. It really has. Okay, so I'm gonna go through my daily routine with you guys, and you can kind of judge how it affects me. I wake up. The time I wake up in the morning greatly depends on when I go to bed, and or what mood I was in before I go to bed. On a, I want to say average day, I'll go to bed at about 3. I don't ever feel tired, I just have pain in my eyes, which, you know, if you leave your eyes open for too long, you'll start to water, and you'll have that stinging pain. I'll get that when it gets really, really late, or I've stayed up for 2 days in a row or something like that. And I'll go to bed. Sometimes I'll stay up all night and sleep for about an hour and then wake up and go on about my day. Other times I'll sleep most of the day until 1 PM in the morning, afternoon even. When I wake up, I'll always think to myself, should I get up? Why should I bother? Can I make a difference today? Can I do something different? Can I potentially, you know, just go out there and be what I want to be and not be confined to my shell? So when I eventually do get out of bed, which can take from an hour to 2 hours, I go downstairs, I go into the lounge and I boot up my computer without saying a word to anyone that I may or may not pass. I just load up the computer and hop on it. I don't eat during the morning, I eat mostly at night, normally around tea time, and that's about it. And my day basically just consists of sitting on the computer, doing nothing. Sometimes I'll talk to people, sometimes I'll play a game, but if I play a game, I'll end up just coming off it next to instantly. I get bored very, very quickly. I can go on a new game and be like, oh, this is amazing, I'm gonna play it for days! And then I'll just stop finding it fun. I'll just close it and possibly never go on it again. Counter-Strike is one of them lucky ones that just hasn't... I have started to lose interest in it, but not to the point where I'm not going to just play it ever again. Sometimes I'll talk to friends, other times I can't stand the thought of talking to people. And it's not because I don't, you know, like the people that I talk to, because that's not how it is. I don't want to potentially bring them down, I don't want to have them know that I'm in the state that I am. And sometimes I think it's just better if I'm alone. Through the years of bullying, I ended up, you know, having this thought that it's better if I'm alone, if I'm not with people. It's easier that way, and that mentality is kind of stuck now that I have found some friends, even if many people don't consider them true friends, because I haven't seen them in real life, or, you know, past Skype or something. But I consider them friends, minus the fact that I can't go out and, you know, hang about with them and stuff. And basically I'll stay up till 3 until I go to bed. Sometimes I won't sleep for days. Currently I haven't slept for 5 days, and I am about at breaking point. I almost passed out yesterday from exhaustion, and I don't know, I just couldn't sleep. I just kept thinking, why? I never chose to be the way that I am, you know, depressed. I always wanted to be normal. I wanted to have friends, I wanted to go out, I wanted to, you know, do things like what normal people do. If I go onto Facebook, I see people posting pictures of them out in the park, having fun, smiling. I always wanted to be like them. I always wanted to do that. And sometimes I was actually able to, but the problem with depression is it comes in waves. I drew a picture when I was at one of my peaks. It'll be showing now. And basically, what the picture is saying is, you're in water, you'll have where you want to be with a potential helper ready to drag you out, but the wave of depression will come. Lots of things holding you down, dragging you back, making it even harder, and as soon as that wave crashes, you're gonna sink, and whatever demons are holding you are gonna bring you down. And another one I drew here shows a creature looming over a man, and basically that's how I feel on the daily. I feel that the depression that I have is powering me. It's haunting me and stalking me. It feels like you're drowning. You see other people out there happy. You don't wish for them to feel like you do. You'd never want to bring them down to your current level, but you'd wish that you were at theirs. But you can't, because every time you try, you ultimately fail. You end up not being able to breathe, and you're drove deeper into the ground. That's where self-harming and suicidal thoughts come in. But depression isn't just a single problem. It's a lot of problems bundled in one, and people don't understand the difference between someone that is truly depressed and someone that may be playing on the depression card. I personally know of someone that has claimed to have been depressed but ended up not being actually depressed, and were using the depression card, so to speak, as a way to get free things and attention. And that affected me more than anyone else that they knew, because I have been depressed for many years, and I never really wanted to tell my family, because they may think that I'm gonna be like that. They may think that I'm attention seeking, they may not accept that I'm truly depressed, they may think that I'm suicidal. And I have suffered from suicidal thoughts. Recently, it's been almost daily. I used to drink alcohol to the point where I would literally pass out, but over the past 2 months I've stopped completely drinking. Depression is a serious problem. If you think that you are depressed, or you have a friend or family who you think is depressed, get them help. Call an anti-depression or suicide help line and get them the help they need. Because I can guarantee they don't want to be the way that they are. They want to be happy and normal. It's just hard. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Goodbye.